Hello everybody, my name is Vince and today I'm going to be presenting you guys a little bit of a different video. It's more of a tutorial video. Now, as someone who likes to do YouTube videos and to stream, one of the biggest things to do that is using something called OBS or XSplit. Now, OBS is a program for streaming. It's open source, it's free, and a lot of people use it. But the issue is that there is never really some concrete videos or information on the internet for the right settings or how to do things easier. You know, usually many different people do them different ways, and it never actually concretely answers what you want directly. And I apologize if you guys hear any noise in the background because there's a bunch of construction happening, but I want to get this video out there. Now, going back to the video, I myself have struggled with settings for a long time. Most notably is how to sync your audio from your desktop, from your Skype, from your mic to your gameplay. And if you're using a capture card like the Elgato, this is for consoles only, so PS1, Xbox One, PS4, and older gen, etc. And how to sync all that audio together, because most non-PCI capture cards, so most capture cards that don't go into your computer or built into your computer, have a latency on it. So whatever happens on the Xbox or your console, excuse me, is delayed between like half a second to 2 seconds on your computer and in your OBS software. So you have to know how to sync that up and how to actually get that to flow together. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about streaming with the Elgato Game Capture HD60. Now, the information and settings I'm going to be presenting to you is kind of a compilation between videos, my own settings, figuring things out, contacting Elgato support, etc. So I'm just going to try to combine everything I can. So this video is about, it's not about like how to add scenes, how to add things. It's just about settings and how to get the best quality and how to sync everything up. So this video is for the HD60 only. I won't really talk about the other ones just because I don't know the settings by heart on them, or I haven't really tried them. So specifically for the HD60, and I'm going to show you how to sync your Skype, your mic chat, your desktop audio to the gameplay. So first things first, there's a bit of inception going on the screen, and that's just because of the way I'm recording everything. It's like I'm recording my computer screen, which is recording my software, which is, you know, an endless loop. But the very first thing we'll go through is the main settings, okay? Settings. So in general, it's really anything you want. You're just setting up your own profile. I don't do much. I just have one profile because all I really do is stream, and I kind of use the same settings to record, so I don't change it. For encoding, again, I'm going to clear things up. Actually, I don't know why all the settings are the way they are. Sometimes I can explain parts of them and I can't explain others. So sometimes you just got to take it for face value, but everything will be okay. So for encoder, you want to use H264 preset. That's just the best for performance. And also, guys, these settings vary between your computer build. So I guess more powerful computers can actually hold these settings a lot better. Weaker computers, you might have to adjust. I'll put my computer specs in the actual description of the video, just so you guys know how to compare, and also put my internet. So you want to check use CBR, and for max bitrate you want to put 2200. Now, max bitrate is kind of like the quality that you're streaming onto Twitch for. So Twitch usually has a maximum max bitrate at 3500, and even at that, if you're not one of the partner channels, your stream is going to lag for a lot of people who don't have that good internet, because there's no way for them to adjust the quality. So usually a good number is, it really depends on your internet, right? You want to do about 50. I usually do about 50. Well, you want to do 50% of your internet, but if you have, you know, really high speed internet, that won't make a difference. But on the usual, you want to keep it at 2000. The streaming usually is about 1800 to 2200, but 2000 is the average. I have good internet, about 34 megabyte per second download. It's good for my area, so I do about 2200. But you know, if you're at 2000 to 2200, it's always a safe bet. It's never really going to affect anything, and it's good for performance as well. It's not as heavy on your internet, especially if you're, you know, playing games online at the same time. Your audio encoding, everything stays the same. You don't have to change anything like that. Now, broadcast settings. This is just, you know, where you're going to stream. So I'm going to live stream in mode. Streaming service is Twitch. You can choose whatever you want there. I'm not going to change anything. Your stream key is, I'm not going to show it because I don't want it to, I don't want to, you know, expose it. Your stream keys, you just go to your Twitch profile, you go to your dashboard, and then on the top bar there'll be a whole bunch of things you can click, and one will be stream key, and you show it and you paste it here. That's basically saying or giving access for OBS, the software, to stream and push it directly to your channel. So everything else stays the same as the basic settings when you open the program. You choose your own file paths, etc. There is no need for changing anything else. Now to kind of get to the more juicy things. For video, you want to choose your computer's graphics card. So I have my GTX 750 Ti. Base resolution, you want to match this to your resolution of your Elgato that you're outputting it on. So to do this, you can kind of go into your game capture software and you look at the settings you set up for there. So mine's 1080p, so I'm going to keep it at 1080p. I downscale to 1280 by 720. This is for two reasons. One, it helps my files become smaller, and it also it helps my files become smaller, and it also just helps with performance because the computer's not processing as much of the stream, and at that point, the difference between 720 and 1080 on stream is not that big of a deal if you're not partnered. So I usually put that, but you don't have to put resolution downscale. You can keep it at basic at the same resolution. It will be better quality. So it's really up to you and your computer. I use Laxos 36 sample. This is the best option because it makes your end stream look the nicest and most put together. It also has the least effect on your CPU. This is a tip that I learned from the Elgato support. They said this is the best option for filter in the video settings. And then FPS, I can do 60 frames per second because it's the HD60. All you guys can as well. So I would highly suggest 60 frames a second. It just makes your videos look nicer. Audio. Desktop audio, you want to put it to default. That meaning everything that plays through your computer will also be output to your stream. So for example, if you put your headphones into your computer and you do whatever, you listen to YouTube videos, play games, etc., all that audio, Skype, all that audio that comes out of your computer will be fed onto your stream. My microphone is my Blue Snowball, so that's where my voice comes out of. And yeah, you want to uncheck force microphone auxiliary to mono, and you want to check show only connected devices. Now, a lot of videos will put over here mic on the mic offset, mic sync offset. Many people will put a delay on that. Now, that's only good if you want to only play your own audio from your let's say your input mic, which mine happens to be the Blue Snowball. That's when you would touch this. But if you want to sync your desktop audio with your voice, with your game, with your Skype, etc., you don't want to touch this yet. That'll be a different setting in advance. So here you want to keep it to 0. Push to talk, you keep it 200. These are my desktop and mic boosts. It's just what I have found to be the best for my streams. So desktop boost is how much it multiplies the sound outputting from your computer, and mic boost is how much it amplifies your voice through your microphone. So that you can kind of play around with. You can keep it the basics. You can put it like this. This is just what works for me. Hotkeys you can kind of ignore, and then you've got advanced. Now this is where a lot of the main things happen, and this is where the important syncing options happen. So the Elgato HD60 has about a 650 millisecond delay. So what that means is that whatever happens on your like your monitor or your TV from your console is about 750 milliseconds behind or before what shows up on your computer screen or your OBS recording. That's just because of the latency. Since even though it's USB 3.0, everything is fed through the HDMI cables, and what happens is the Elgato first outputs your signal to your TV, and then it outputs to your monitor. So there's that latency over there. Now to adjust for this, I put a global audio sync. You can see it over here. Let's see if I can kind of like highlight it. No, I can't. You can see it over here, the global audio sync offset to 525. Now, like I said, this will kind of vary between computer builds, the strength of the processor, how much stuff you have going on your computer at once. But I do it about 525. So what that does is it syncs up every audio that wants to be output to my stream. So what it does is it delays my game audio, it delays my mic audio, it delays every audio coming from my desktop. It's 525 milliseconds. Okay? So now, once your global audio offset delayed, so this means all your audio is going to be synced together. What happens now is that your audio from your game will not be synced with the movement of your game. But we're going to fix that later in a different setting. We'll go through it in a second. Everything else over here, you want to keep the same. You can look at the settings, so check use multi-thread options. Priority class normal. Scene buffering 700. That's just to offset your delays. You always want that a bit more than what your delays will be so that your computer can process it, or the program can process it. You want your H264 CPU preset to very fast. Encoding profile to high. You can change this to main if you'd like. High is always the best option. Very fast is the best. Is honestly the best for quality. So you want to keep it that way unless you have a weaker computer, then you can kind of fluctuate it from there, change it from there. Everything else is going to be checked, unchecked, exactly as you see it on the screen. Everything is like the typical what the preset settings are when you open the program. So you want to apply and you click OK. Now we've synced up all the audio together, and we have to offset the Elgato. So you go to wherever your source is for your Elgato. We'll go to properties, and you input it. Now again, I highly suggest when you insert your Elgato video or when you insert your scene, you shouldn't put like a video capture device. What I would do is I would add a global source. Okay, and you add the global source is the same thing. You just, let's see if can I add one? No, so you add a global source and you choose your Elgato, and then when you come here and you go under global source, it's going to be one of the options, and you choose that. All that does is it makes the actual footage a lot more fluent. It makes it look like it's a lot more steady, as if it's coming straight from the Elgato rather than going through the program. And it allows for switching scenes a lot more fluently and a lot more kind of like transition-y. So it's like a very small fade transition. So for example, this is what I'm streaming on right now, and then I can switch to a different scene like that. Not even an option, a nice fade. It just doesn't have to stop or end anything, or any of the encoding or any of the videos, any of the signal for it to actually push through and change, so everything stays in sync. It's just better that way. And you want to do the same thing with your webcam. You add it as a global source, and then to add it into your sources, you add global source, and your setting will be there, whatever you saved it as. That's just also a little hint from Elgato. So we go to the Elgato, go to properties. So like I said before, you choose your device, your Elgato. You can look up other videos on how to set this up, but I'll just go through a few quick settings. Like I said before, you always want to match your resolution or your video input to what your Elgato is actually playing at. So you click on configure, and this is going to open up this whole panel. Now this is not the same panel from your actual game capture, it's just a replica one. You want to match this as much as possible. I would not suggest doing custom resolution. Like I said, you want to match your actual Elgato. So same thing. You see, I'm recording on 1080p, 60 frames per second, etc., etc., etc. You want to use device audio here, and output audio to stream only. Now under this section right over here, audio sync offset milliseconds. Okay, what this means is now, since we've deleted our entire audio, so our game capture audio from the game, our mic, our desktop, which includes Skype and songs and whatever, we deleted by 525 milliseconds in the global audio delay. We now have to bring back that game audio to attach it to the video so it's in sync. To do this, is all we got to do is put a negative audio delay or audio off sync at the same milliseconds that we put the other audio. So essentially what I'm saying is that in the global audio offset, we pushed it 525 milliseconds to the future. Now because we wanted to keep our Skype audio and our mic audio and our desktop audio in sync with the game, we have to offset the game audio from the Elgato by the same amount, so negative 525. So what that's saying is that now I've pushed all my computer audio to match my game, and I'm just bringing back my game audio to match the movements on my screen. So when you do this, when you put your global audio set delay and you put your negative audio delay on your actual captured device, this is meaning that your game audio, your game, your Skype, any audio coming out of your computer, and your mic are now all in sync. Again, you'll have to play with it because it depends on the actual offset, the actual speeds and processing power of your computer. But these are the settings that work for me. You might have to add or subtract, plus 100 or minus 100 milliseconds. So that's how you delay all your audio to match with your game. Now you can click OK. All the settings are here. You can pause the video and look at the settings as you go on. Now to offset your webcam, so that your actual mouth movements match your audio movements and match your mic audio, so like you know that you're not talking ahead or below or before when the voice actually comes out on stream or on video. Again, you want to do the same thing as you want to go to your properties. When you add your mic, again, you do the same thing as your HD capture. You put it as a global source and add it as a global source. You choose all your settings for your device. So for your, mine happens to be a Logitech HD webcam. You can do custom resolution because you don't really need 1080p resolution on your small, I guess, face camera if you want to do that for your streams, because it's so small. Quality can get downscaled and it'll still look really good. So you can put it to 720 if you'd like, but you don't have to. I just keep it like this because I have the processing power to do it. Everything is going to stay the same. You want audio input device disabled, so you don't want your audio coming from your mic, from your webcam. You want your audio coming from your mic, and so you want that to sync up with the actual voice movements of the image of your webcam. And to do that, you put a use buffering millisecond delay right over here. So what that does is it delays your mic to match the audio that we've delayed in the past settings. Again, this is the one you'll have to play with the most. Usually it's about 50 to 75 milliseconds less than your global audio delay. You got to play around with it. Mine happens to be 450. So you guys, if you want, you can choose my settings and then change it up from there, whatever your computer can handle, whatever you can do. So you can use mine as like a base. Everything else will stay the same. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Hopefully I was clear enough to kind of go through everything. I may have skipped. If I skipped anything, guys, leave a comment. I'll try to answer it. I'll post a video for in the description. I'll post links. One will be the link to the OBS website, and another will be a link to another video on how to set up scenes and all that. You don't really, I didn't want to go through that because this video would be way too long. I just want to kind of show you guys how to use the best possible settings that I've come up with and that I've found on like the OBS forums and searching for months and months. And also how to answer a very important question that no one really knows or no one really puts a clear answer for, is how to match your gameplay with your own voice, with your webcam, and with your Skype or desktop, so that everything sounds good. So like, let's say if you're playing Call of Duty, when you get a kill, you don't react 3 seconds later or before, or you don't react 3 seconds before, so you ruin the surprise or whatnot. So this video has been a tutorial on how to sync everything together. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, leave a comment if you have any questions. And I also urge you, please, to check out my channel. I make gaming videos, and subscribe. The link will be in the description. Also, guys, if you want to see when I'm streaming or just talk with me, follow me on Twitter. That would be really appreciated. And also, if you can, go follow me on Twitch. That would help a lot. But anyways, guys, this has been Vince. I hope this tutorial has helped you guys. Sorry, it kind of lasted a little longer than I thought. But guys, happy streaming, and I hope everything works out for you. I'll see you guys in the next one.